Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we're going to be going over so far what the PLEs have been this year. I mean, we technically still have one more left on the calendar year, but I feel like because it's not like a, I don't even know if they necessarily count it as a PLE, that it could be not needed to be on this list. But this is from the beginning of the year till just yesterday, because I'm filming this right after Survivor Series, and this will probably be maybe a couple days later. But yeah, let's just jump into it and kind of shift them around and try to put them into to areas because some of these were a while back, so it's a little harder to think about. But let's just start off with the Royal Rumble. I think overall, Royal Rumble was a solid PLE. I always enjoy it. It's one of my favorite like gimmicky PLEs, and this one was really good. It led to some really amazing stuff. So, and in hindsight, also thinking about it, it makes it better. I'm gonna put it in great. We're gonna go over kind of casually over some of these because like in depth, I have in depth videos on each one of these on the channel. So if you want to look at any of those reviews, it's probably a little bit better than just this. But I just feel good, kind of rating them in the best way we can. Um, Elimination Chamber. Honestly, I feel like Elimination Chamber was another one really good because the crowd was really also into it. I think that really helps a lot of these PLEs because the crowd was just so good. I think also Elimination Chamber goes into great. I think the matches, both of them were really solid too, and they led up to a great WrestleMania. So obviously, this WrestleMania 40, with Cody finishing the story, The Rock coming back, everything that dealt with this, the chair shot from Roman, the cost and the title, everything was worth it in the end to make this a very memorable WrestleMania. I gotta put WrestleMania in best. I definitely think it was one of the better PLEs in general. And I mean, we saw it. We saw what happened in that PLE. It had so much good stuff in it. Next up, we have Backlash that was in France. This crowd alone is S tier. And I think the PLE just really fed off of that. That AJ Styles Cody Rhodes match was just man, if you just hear that crowd and hear everything about it, it was just so good. And I would love for them to go back to France for that. I'm gonna have to put it up in the best category too. I just think that crowd really made that PLE just absolutely stunning. Then we got one of the worst PLEs, King and Queen of the Ring. Now I feel like this one was definitely a mixed bag. I think the two King and Queen of the Ring matches weren't that bad. They weren't really, we had Gunther winning and we had Nia Jax winning, which they ended up both cashing in and being successful with their opportunities. So I think that actually, in the long run, made this PLE better. So I would give it a little bit more points in hindsight. But this main event just wasn't it. It just didn't make a lot of sense with them both having titles. I would have been fine with Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes if he didn't have the US title, but not having both titles involved, it just kind of felt like a weird thing in general. So I would put it okay. I don't think it was the worst thing, but it definitely wasn't. It was probably the worst PLE at that start when we had these five. Money in the Bank, another one that it was really a grab bag. I really got to say, the men's Money in the Bank with Drew McIntyre winning and cashing in that night was a god awful decision. It really just screwed us on a lot of storyline this year. I just felt that way. And then right now, we haven't had Tiffany Stratton cash in yet. So to me, it's just hard to really say how good this PLE is until we get that cash in. I'm going to put it in an okay. I think the rest of the matches were pretty forgettable, but I think overall, not the worst thing that happened. Next up, we got SummerSlam. I think overall, a lot of these matches were really good. I think LA Knight defeating Logan Paul, I think, was in this one for the U.S. title, and I think that was overall pretty good. I'm gonna put it in okay. I don't think it was anything to write home about, but I think SummerSlam uh, didn't get as much story in it as much as we wanted, but I think overall it was still pretty solid. Bad Blood was a pretty good PLE. The matches themselves were okay. I think we definitely saw the Rhea and Liv whole saga pop out in Judgment Day, turning on the Terror Twins. I think definitely in hindsight made this PLE better. I'm gonna put it okay. I don't think it was anything too crazy, but I don't think I expected super high from this PLE, and it was good. Basher Berlin, I definitely think it was one of those ones that was like really pumped up there to be really good. And I think overall, it really wasn't that bad of a PLE. And I think overall, most most people would say, like, at least for me, feeling that I thought it was pretty great. I'm gonna put it in the okay category just because there was a few matches on there that just we didn't need, but they ended up cooking. I would say also, actually, I'm gonna move Bad Blood up because that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre one, I really liked that one in it. The Hell in the Cell and stuff was just chef's kiss for that, so I think I'd have to move that up a little bit just based off of that. Then we have Crown Jewel that had the two champion versus championship matches. I really think that made the card drag. I actually honestly didn't mind the matches after all. Like I think they ended up being pretty solid, but I don't think it really made either champions look really good. Cody definitely needed the win, but I don't think it really capitalized on it. And Nia and Liv were, it was good, but I don't think it was. They ended up being friends, not one PLE later. So I'll put it in okay. And then Survivor Series that we just got, I'm gonna have to throw into mid. If you want to see the review, I just posted it the day before, so check it out and you'll see what I mean by it. And that's my quick review of this year's PLEs. I think overall we've had a pretty solid year. It goes good and bad and good and bad. And I think some of the stuff that has older time to marinate is better rated just because we've seen what has happened and what's came from it. So maybe some of these might end up being better when we see a further bigger story that has been told. And that's just kind of the hindsight things. So we'll see. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.